This story is about Belorado on the Camino de Santiago. And Belorado is a town of about 2,000. We once had a good leather industry. It's part Rioja, part Castilian, maybe even part Basque. The old town has two churches, one for winter and one for summer. And one of them's built against the cliffs where there are some caves. And the old town's got some lively bars down this narrow lanes. And pilgrims walk from from San Domingo de Calzada to reach Belorado, and then they have 2 days walk to reach the city of Burgos. Anyway, this is about Belorado, and it's called Beating Time. On the Rioja's dry plain, Belorado ever inhales a hot breath of summer, exhales the grey sombre mists of sinking autumn. In the splish-splash of a Spanish winter, reflecting on its dark millennia when once its duke challenged the mighty house of Burgos, the duke lost. And for centuries after, the village was stripped of its fine clothing. Without protective walls and a grand castle, its enemies seemed everywhere. It knew no spring. The village still coughs and splutters in irregular health, rubbing its wrinkled skin in leather and onions. Both churches have crumbling walls. The town's narrow streets cling to a tattered charm, begging for new life, but here's only rumbling trucks and tastes only diesel fumes. For consolation, he's got an annual festival of burning meat, beating drums and insistent trumpets, and ritual sacrifice of the onion. The village heart beats faster. Wild men and women pump through the narrow streets by night, beating, blowing, blasting their instruments, pounding the crumbling walls with raucous tunes. What's television? The irrepressible rhythms insist. Ghosts out. Ghosts out. Ring the bells. Ring the bells. Without peace, riotous exclamation must suffice. We all fear silence. Silencio. And the wounded duke is heard. Do not bow to the silence. Never. In the town square next morning, the week-long festival over, councilmen and women sweep away cigarette butts, coke cans, wine bottles, cardboard, cracker wrappings and cast-off clothing. The streets in mighty disarray. As midday approaches, youngsters abandon their brief slumbers to inhabit the streets again. Those spent bare-buttocked and bewildered. Hours earlier they blasted out a mighty tune, waking men and mice, mothers and masons. What a racket! You awake, sit erect in your bed, clasping the clock. It's 4 a.m. Everyone heard the call. Ghosts out. For we announce to you now that the day's festivities are over and ghosts are vanquished. This Belorado is a hard place, hard pillars, hard earth, sharp corners, surrounded by treeless farmlands, decorations to a minimum. Crops fail, tools turn against you, the smart one betrays you. Some will block your path. History has a bitter heart in Spain. Stirred by the agony winds, ghostly semblances still roam the village by night. Dusty kings, dictators, bishops and republicans wrestling in the lanes and the apartment blocks. The stranger best linger in the bar, bent over the vino tinto shrine, settling into darkened corners, watching life and football nursing bocadillos and sharing exclamations. 30 clocks around you, collected over 50 years, all beating time. The owner grunts. Let the stray dogs and the big ideas fight over the bones behind the colmayer. Let the three-dogged mongrels, weak and weary, gaze into day's windows with uncomprehending eyes before merging with Diablo walls. You Bellarado, never subdued Bellarado, fond Bellarado. History extracted its price.